Hello and welcome everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Adam Cellini. Topping our news, a Category 4 hurricane is lurking in the Caribbean and will soon head north. Let's head over to Steve Newman for a first look at Hurricane Matthew tonight. Steve?
Adam, we've had a lot of concern over this storm, and boy, is it a doozy of a storm. Category 5 about this time last night. It's weakened to 4, but that's the first time we've had a storm that strong in almost a decade. Now, it's currently having winds at 150 miles an hour. That's still a significant storm. It's been meandering down there off the coast of Colombia, but it's predicted to start moving northward, and there are hurricane warnings in effect for Jamaica as well as for most of Haiti. They could have devastating floods. We're talking anywhere from 15 to 25 inches of rain on average in parts of western Haiti, as much as 40 inches of rain over the mountains that would unleash devastating flooding down there. However, once it passes that and moves into the Atlantic, it has very favorable conditions. But the good news for us is the projected path takes it east of Florida, well east of Florida, so much so that even the zone of uncertainty has now shifted well east of the Sunshine State. There are a lot of factors that could come into play that could make this thing shift east or west, so we're not entirely out of the woods. You want to stay tuned to the latest forecast over the next several days, but we can take a deep breath, at least for the moment. We can take a look at the satellite image of the storm wobbling right down there with the winds of 150 miles an hour. And we've had our own storms around here through the evening hours that have been producing a lot of lightning. You can see them moving across Manatee County out into the Gulf and dissipating. So I think the worst is over on these storms that have been rattling your windows for the last hour or so. The complete forecast and more details on Matthew coming up in a few minutes. Adam?
All right, thank you, Steve. Governor Rick Scott is addressing the potential risk of Hurricane Matthew. Today, he was briefed by the Florida Division of Emergency Management on the storm. He's calling it, quote, dangerous and life-threatening, and urging all Floridians to prepare this weekend for any impacts the weather may bring. He says even if the state doesn't get hit by the hurricane directly, Florida will likely see strong winds, rip currents, and beach erosion along the Atlantic coast. ABC 7 will keep you updated on Hurricane Matthew's developments. And with another storm headed for Florida, those still recovering from the last storm receiving some good news. The Federal Emergency Management Agency, or FEMA, announcing today that they have extended Hurricane Hermine relief funding to 8 Florida counties. ABC 7's Kate Flexter has the details.
Both Sarasota County and Manatee County were not originally eligible to receive that FEMA funding, but they're now on the list of counties hardest hit by Hurricane Hermine.
Winds reached 50 miles per hour and rain totaled as high as 10 inches, flooding streets and in some cases, homes.
It filled up in the house, just a matter of minutes. The rain was coming down so hard and so fast.
1 month after Hurricane Hermine, 87-year-old Wanda Lank is still recovering, leaving behind her flooded home and moving in with her daughter.
It was the worst nightmare I've ever gone through.
She's just one of several on the Suncoast still dealing with the aftermath of the storm.
I've been through several hurricanes, probably 4 or 5, and I haven't, seen that much water damage.
In Bill Berta's neighborhood, the damage was tangible. Dumpsters overflowing with water-soaked items.
I mean, they got wiped out. These dumpsters were filled with beds and mattresses and all sorts of personal things. They got completely destroyed.
It's all damage that qualified Manatee and Sarasota counties to receive disaster relief funding from FEMA that would pay for debris removal, protective measures, and the repair of infrastructure.
I think it's very important, sure. It's very justified because this seems to be an area at risk.
Neither county was available to comment on camera, but in a statement, Sarasota County said, quote, the assistance could potentially cover the county's costs incurred during the storm response, which were about $153,000, as well as potential costs related to beach erosion. For people like Lank, it's encouraging to see, and she hopes the funding will be put towards preventative measures as hurricane season continues.
I think it's needed desperately. I'm only one person, and look how many people were involved.
Sarasota County said it will not know how much funding it could receive or what it might be used for until next week at the earliest. Back to you.
All right, Kate, thank you very much. In other news, new testing suggests some mosquitoes in Miami Beach may still be infected with the Zika virus. Officials say preliminary tests show that a new sample of mosquitoes from the area has tested positive for the disease. State officials ran the testing, and the results still need to be confirmed by the Center for Disease Control. But if they are confirmed, that would be the 6th mosquito sample from Miami Beach with a positive test. The sample was taken on September 20th in an area that has been designated a Zika transmission zone. Officials have been spraying the area, hoping to get rid of infected mosquitoes. Tax records obtained by the New York Times show a huge business loss for Donald Trump back in the 90s. The Times said it anonymously received the first pages of Trump's 1995 state income tax filings in New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut. The filings show a net loss of $915 million in federal taxable income. That's enough to have allowed him to avoid paying federal taxes for as many as 18 years. Trump's campaign released a statement lashing out at the Times for publishing the records and accused the newspaper of working to benefit Hillary Clinton. U.S. Congressman Patrick Murphy visiting the Suncoast earlier today. He spent the afternoon at the Venice Area Democratic Club's picnic. This year's theme is Stronger Together. Murphy spoke about working together to keep Florida strong, discussing the importance of investigating in jobs, education, and controlling climate change.
You know, here in Venice, you see the red tides, you see, coastal erosion. You go up to the Panhandle, you see the oysters dying. I believe climate change must be addressed. I don't think we have 10 to 15 years to get it right.
Murphy currently represents Martin, St. Lucie, and northern Palm Beach counties in the U.S. House of Representatives. He is taking on Marco Rubio for the Florida Senate seat. President Barack Obama is also coming to Southwest Florida this week. Obama will be at the University of South Florida in Tampa on Wednesday. He plans to discuss the progress made by his Affordable Care Act. His team says USF has led efforts to sign people up for health insurance and offers a diverse set of training programs for health professionals. All tickets for the public have already been distributed. We will have full coverage of his visit on Wednesday in our newscast and on our website, mysuncoast.com. Still to come here on ABC 7, good news for those planning to hit the beach this weekend. Another swim advisory is lifted in Sarasota County. We'll tell you where it's safe to go in the water and which beaches you should still avoid.
Shop GoWildHonda.com. Lease a new Fit for $149 or a new Civic, just $169. And no down payment. It's clearance time now at GoWildHonda.com or visit Wild Honda Sarasota. It's gotta be wild.
Hurricane season is here, and Suncoast weather can go from this to this in seconds. So when severe weather threatens, count on the official Suncoast Storm Team at ABC 7.
We're armed with the most advanced weather technology so that we can bring you storm warnings faster and with more detail than ever before.
Plus, we focus on the Suncoast and track storms right down to your neighborhood.
On air, online, and on your mobile device. Turn to the official Suncoast Storm Team at ABC 7. We're here for you. ABC 7 is proud to present Line Dance Central. Now you can learn popular country and not-so-country line dances from the comfort of your own home. Just visit mysuncoast.com, click on Entertainment, and you'll be kicking up your boots or flip-flops in no time. Brought to you by the White Buffalo Saloon and Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram.
Get to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota today for deals worth celebrating during the Jeep Celebration event. Come shop the area's largest selection of Jeep Wranglers or check out a new Jeep Cherokee priced as low as $19,999. Stop by to see the stylish new Jeep Renegade starting at just $17,699. Or drive away in a new Jeep Patriot for just $14,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
Gold fever has once again swept the nation, and everyone is rushing to Florida to strike it doubly rich. Introducing the $5 million Gold Rush Doubler. We're doubling cash prizes for over $752 million in payouts, and 36 prizes from $1 million to $5 million. The Florida Gold Rush is on. The Florida Lottery, just imagine.
Shop GoWildHonda.com. Lease a new Accord or CRV for $179 and no down payment. Your choice, just $179. It's clearance time now at GoWildHonda.com or visit Wild Honda Sarasota. It's gotta be wild.
Florida Highway Patrol is investigating a fatal crash in Manatee County. It happened on I-75 northbound at mile marker 230 near the exit for Parrish and Palmetto. FHP says the driver of a Nissan Altima drifted off the roadway into the grass shoulder. The front of the car struck a light pole and the car caught fire. The driver was pronounced dead at the scene. Investigators are still trying to identify the driver. The crash remains under investigation. 3 no-swim advisories have been lifted in Sarasota County. The advisory was put in place for 5 Sarasota County beaches on Thursday, but the Florida Department of Health announced it has been lifted for Longboat and Siesta Key on Friday, and the North Jetty was open today. The Florida Department of Health in Sarasota County received testing results and have found that the levels of Enterococcus bacteria meet recreational water standards. The no-swim advisory signs will be removed, but the red tide advisory is still in effect until conditions improve. Advisories for Turtle and Nokomis beaches remain in effect. Sarasota County is cleaning up an uncontrolled discharge of raw sewage near a retention pond. It happened around 3 p.m. on Friday on the 4400 block of McIntosh Park Drive. About 500 gallons of sewage discharged from a manhole after a power interruption. The county says the accident was the result of human error and is addressing the issue by vacuuming the contents of a stormwater basin, draining the pond, and sampling the water. The county says there is no risk to public health, safety, or welfare. The pistol and rifle range at Night Trail Park is back open to the public. The range was closed over the summer as crews installed baffles. All shooting positions on the 100-yard range are available, but remaining areas are expected to reopen in November. It's all a part of creating a safe environment for the area beyond the pistol and rifle range.
We installed safety baffles at this range. It will allow for people to have a much safer shooting experience.
It's simple, 2x12 with 10-gauge steel attached, and these devices don't allow rounds to leave the range.
The improvements are being made in order to accommodate the growing sport and to have the ability to host tournaments at the range. Hundreds of thousands of volunteers worldwide took part in the Intercoastal Cleanup today. Manatee County residents came together to keep the Suncoast beautiful. This was the scene this morning from historic Wares Creek at the Bradenton Women's Club. Volunteers picked up trash along county roads and beaches so it wouldn't end up in the Gulf.
Just about all this trash winds up in the stream, upstream, somewhere around the mall. It comes down with the wind and the tides and the flow of the creek. And our main goal is that we're just trying to keep the Gulf of Mexico clean.
During last year's Intercoastal Cleanup, almost 2,000 volunteers in Manatee County found 16,000 pounds of trash and almost 5,000 pounds of recyclables along shorelines and roads. Well, thank God for their work. We appreciate it, volunteers. We need to get out and do that more often, it looks like.
Adam, we may have Mother Nature cleaning up the coast even more.
Oh, boy.
One effect of our hurricane coming off the Atlantic coast is offshore winds, and strong offshore winds by Wednesday and Thursday could help the red tide situation we've had improve even more.
That'd be nice.
That would be really great.
Yeah.
Well, it's been a nice day today if you weren't under the passing thunderstorms. Casey Key was one of the places that pretty much was dry all day, as was the heart of Sarasota Bay, but we've had some really strong storms up in Manatee County and far northern Sarasota County today, and they're right now beginning to end and move offshore. Currently at the airport, 73, our dew point 70. Not too bad out right now, and the thunderstorms will end overnight. Our high on Saturday was 92 last night, so the low Friday night into Saturday was 75. It's been as cool as 53 back in 1920. Taking a look at the radar, we have some strong storms that have moved from the heart of Florida over Manatee County. That's wave number 2. We had another wave earlier today, about 2 to 3 in the afternoon. But look how massive that area was, and a lot of very powerful positive lightning strikes. That's why your windows were rattling for the last couple of hours as this moved on by. Southern part of our viewing area looks like it's mainly dry right now, and it should stay that way for the rest of tonight. Now, taking a look at Hurricane Matthew down there in the Caribbean, moving very slowly. In fact, if you look carefully, this is the visual loop during the day, it just wobbled. This storm got so strong that it had to undergo some changes. The eye is shrinking. It's only about 6 miles across. In fact, it may collapse altogether with a second eye wall forming out there that would be typical in a storm this strong. Now, eventually this wobbling will end and it will start to move north. Take a look at the infrared image through the evening hours, showing you can still see the eye very clearly there, and it shows signs of perhaps starting to move northward overnight. If we're taking a look at the projected path, Category 4 or a strong 3 as it passes over Haiti, where they could have some major problems, and the same for Jamaica. But the dirty, wet side would be Haiti with just like ungodly amounts of rain. We're talking like 25 to 40 inches of rain that would trigger mudslides and flooding almost at biblical proportions there. The storm will encounter very favorable conditions over the Bahamas in the middle and latter part of the week. But look at this. The projected path takes even the cone of uncertainty off the Florida coast. But those winds will blow around. It's going to be very gusty even this far away come Wednesday and Thursday. We could have wind gusts 25, 30, 35, 40 miles an hour, even with that storm being that far away. A Cat 3 with 115-mile-an-hour winds. Taking a look at the futurecast for the next couple of days, no tropical storms right now, but look at this. Tomorrow afternoon, scattered showers and thunder showers, and the same on Monday. And into Tuesday, they'll probably decrease just a little bit. If you're heading out to the water tomorrow, should be a nice day, but it's not going to be so nice, I don't think, by Tuesday or Wednesday as those winds start to pick up as Matthew approaches. Northeast winds in the morning to northerly in the afternoon, 10 knots. Seas 2 feet or less. Bay and inland waters will have a light chop. Gulf water temperature 87, your beach temperature 91, UV index 8. Looks like a fine beach day tomorrow. Now, here's our forecast for tonight. The thunderstorms, as you saw on radar, are ending. Our low temperature 74, the average will be 72. And the 7-day outlook shows that we will have a 20% chance of showers tomorrow afternoon, 20 to 30, 50% chance on Monday and Tuesday. Then the winds start picking up on Wednesday into Thursday, gusting up 25, 30 miles an hour, and next weekend should be dry. Adam?
In health news tonight, residents and visitors on St. Armand Circle can now stay on Lido Key if they're having a health emergency. Sarasota Memorial Hospital opened its newest urgent care center today on the Circle. The 5,000 square foot facility is located at the entrance of the Circle. SMH expects about 10,000 visits to the St. Armand Center location in its first year. The urgent care center will be open 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. A new study finds that hormonal contraception, including birth control pills or implants, may increase a woman's odds of depression and antidepressant medication use. Danish researchers studied more than 1 million women ages 15 to 34. They found women who used contraceptives had an 80% increased risk for depression over those who did not use contraceptives. The numbers were even higher among adolescent girls. The study is published in JAMA Psychiatry. Sammy's baby milk food is being recalled over concerns it may contain Cronobacter, a potentially deadly bacteria. Cronobacter can cause severe and sometimes fatal blood infections or meningitis in infants. The FDA also found the baby food manufactured by Grace Lee had inadequate levels of iron. The product, with expiration dates of November 2016 to 2018, should not be consumed. Customers should instead return it for a refund. No illnesses have been reported. Sports is next. Stick around.
Hurricane season is here, and so is the official Suncoast Hurricane Guide from ABC7. This essential resource arms you with vital information you need to protect your family and property when severe weather threatens the Suncoast, including how to create your readiness plan and survival kit, shelter locations, what to do with pets, and important phone numbers. Visit mysuncoast.com and download the official Suncoast Hurricane Guide from ABC7. Brought to you by the Florida Lottery. Monday at 5 on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Hello, I'm Rebecca Vargas.
And I'm Don Brennan. We use ibuprofen and naproxen to relieve pain, but could the drugs be doing our body more harm than good?
Monday at Good Morning Suncoast will show you why painkillers could be causing problems for your heart. John?
We're looking at showers and thunderstorms promising us a chance of rainfall, but we're keeping an eye on the tropics as well.
Monday at 5 on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Monday at 4 on Suncoast View.
I'm Stephanie Roberts. On Suncoast View, a group of mountain climbers talks about their journey and fitness, plus Dr. Jenny on allergies and Ruth's Chris Steakhouse.
Monday at 4 on Suncoast View.
They say good things come to those that wait. Well, you've waited long enough. You deserve to feel fabulous in your fashionable new Fiat 500X from Alfa Romeo Fiat in Sarasota. Boldly innovative, seductively stylish. Fiat gives you everything you'd expect from a capable utility vehicle, like a spacious interior and advanced safety systems, designed and built like a sexy little sportster. Don't wait any longer. You deserve to feel fabulous. Get a new Fiat at Alfa Romeo Fiat of Sarasota.
Now, sports.
Florida State hosting the University of North Carolina in Tallahassee today, and this was a finish we're going to be talking about for the next 7 days. The Seminoles down 21-7 early, but in the second half come roaring back. With 30 seconds left in the game, freshman DeAndre Francois rolls right, hits the brakes, dodges a defender, and finds the end zone, giving Florida State its first lead of the night. Could it be another epic FSU comeback? The Tar Heels take over with 23 seconds. First play, Mitch Trubisky finds Mac Hollins at the 53. A pass interference puts UNC in field goal range, and Nick Wheeler drills it from 54 yards out. As time expires, Noles fans stunned. North Carolina wins it 37-35, snapping FSU's 22-game home winning streak. And after a loss against FSU last week, the University of South Florida taking care of business in the American Athletic Conference today. They beat Cincinnati 45-20 on the road. Junior running back Marlon Mack goes off for 118 yards and 2 touchdowns. It's the Bulls' first conference game of the year. They'll host East Carolina at Raymond James Stadium next week. The Florida Gators hang on for an ugly win against SEC opponent Vanderbilt. The Commodores outgaining the Gators in total offense. Junior running back and Gainesville native Ralph Webb finishing with 110 rushing yards. But Vandy was only able to muster 2 field goals as Gator running back Jordan Scarlett scores the lone touchdown of this game. A fourth quarter interception by junior safety Nick Washington would seal it in the fourth, and the Gators earn their second conference win in Nashville, 13-6. The Tampa Bay Rays in Arlington tonight playing their penultimate game of the season against the Rangers. Colby Lewis getting the start for Texas. He was their only regular starter. The rest of this Texas lineup replaced with backups after clinching home field advantage for the postseason yesterday. The Rays doing all their scoring in the third. Here, Evan Longoria gets one home on the fielder's choice. Then Corey Dickerson at the plate, launching his 24th homer of the year out to center field with 2 runners on. Rays go up 4-0. Both Lewis and Rays starter Jake Odorizzi would go 6 innings apiece in this one, and Tampa Bay wins it 4-1. But before leaving for Arlington, the Rays spent some time helping a cause dear to their hearts. The Miracle League is a baseball league for children with disabilities. The Rays helping the group raise $150,000 for a new field. Rubber tiles are coming loose on the current field, so the Miracle League needs money for a new one. The Rays have been partnering with this league for years and even help pay for their jerseys. The United States and Europe trading punches once again on day 2 of the Ryder Cup in Minnesota. The Europeans able to tie things up after the morning foursomes thanks to some lights-out play from that man right there, Rory McIlroy, and his partner Thomas Pieters. But the U.S. would rally back in the afternoon, and they were led by Patrick Reed, who registered 7 birdies and an eagle to beat the pairing of Henrik Stenson and Justin Rose. Captain Davis Love III commented on the 26-year-old's strong play on day 2.
Patrick is, I told Ian Poulter back in 2012 that he was built for the Ryder Cup, and I think Patrick Reed's built for the Ryder Cup too. He's got that attitude, and it'll be, obviously that's going to be a fun match to watch.
Reed goes head-to-head with Rory McIlroy on the final day tomorrow. The USA is leading Europe 9.5 to 6.5 going into that last day. More to come here on ABC 7. Stay with us.
It's Time to upgrade your favorite news app. Now, ABC7's My Suncoast News app is better than ever with a dynamic brand new design that's faster and easier to use. Stay connected with new features that make it easy to submit photos, share stories on Facebook and Twitter, and save stories for reading at a later time. Download our free My Suncoast News app on your mobile device at your app store. ABC7's all-new My Suncoast News app. Just another way we're here for you.
Powered by the Eye Associates, providing sight for life.
If you want 24/7 access to ABC7's breaking news stories, weather forecasts, traffic alerts, health reports, dining segments, local events, Suncoast View, and more ABC7 specialty programming, now there's good news. Introducing the free ABC7 channel on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV. Your 24/7 access to ABC7. Just search ABC7 on your streaming device and download your free ABC7 app now.
I am the resident district manager on the FAU campus for Chartwell. Whenever I see Haley, I do not see a person with a disability. I see a person with extraordinary abilities. Haley is always smiling. She's always on time. She gives fantastic customer service and is always focused on any job that she's given.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
The all-new MySuncoast.com. Just another way we're here for you.
At Sunset Subaru in Sarasota, we make sure you get the most for your money. More years, more miles, more 2016 IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus winners than any other brand. And right now, you can lease the most award-winning small SUV on the planet. A new 2016 Subaru Forester for just $209 a month. Complimentary maintenance included. At Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Netflix fans are not happy about the site's outage this afternoon. There's still no word on what caused the problem, but Netflix users from all over the world took to Twitter to vent their frustrations. The timing of the outage was bad for Netflix. That's because the service released a batch of new movies today, including Titanic, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. We checked the status of the outage around 9 o'clock, and the streaming service was up and running. And finally tonight, a pizzeria in California has a unique team. The restaurant is using robots to make pizzas and a truck to back them on the way to homes. Zuma Pizza is using advanced robotics, high-tech computers, and some of the smartest humans to make a delicious slice. They're equipping this truck with more than 50 small ovens, and it's changing the way pizza is cooked and delivered.
Pizza ordering is incredibly predictable. Most of our customers order according to a rather habitual sort of method. And so what we can do is use artificial intelligence and machine learning to predict what orders are going to be available for us to fulfill.
Co-founder Julia Collins says the automation makes the process faster and cheaper and allows them to invest in higher quality ingredients, which they're hoping is a recipe for success. I don't know. Where do we draw the line? Okay, this one, I'm Italian, and I know pizza making, it comes from the heart, not robots.
Robots don't have a heart, and I don't know if they're going to take money and put better ingredients in. They're going to take the money and run. It's what they're going to do, and the pizzas hopefully will taste at least as good.
We can only hope so. I'm skeptical, I mean, I'll let robots drive cars, I'll let robots do my homework, but not make a slice.
And by the way, if you have not had Netflix this evening, welcome to our show. Thanks for watching us.
Yeah, we're not complaining, that's for sure. That is for sure. Steve, some rain tonight, but we are looking good for the weekend, right?
Yep, the storms are moving by. More storms tomorrow afternoon, but we do not have to worry about Hurricane Matthew. It looks like at this point, but stay tuned to our latest forecast.
Sounds good. All right, join us in the morning. We'll see you guys later.